Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Cloud Soldier. I hope all you guys well. In today's lecture or chapter, what we will discuss is Azure Traffic Manager. As you can see on the left hand side, what we'll do, we'll go a little bit about what's that means, what's that mean, and how we can configure, and what is the purpose of Traffic Manager. So let me create this, annotate. Right. Traffic Manager is a DNS based load balancer. So DNS based, as all you know, that is a domain name system. That means it converts IP address into a readable name. Here you can distribute traffic across your resources at a global scale. Global scale means, for example, your web app is in UK South and you have got an identical in UK West, and for some reason if something goes wrong on this region, you can divert the traffic onto UK West sides. And to do that, what we'll do, we'll put in front of it our Traffic Manager. It is a service provided by Azure, and after this lecture we'll do a lab to check that out. So all the user accessing these endpoint means like your source web app. So let's say this is in UK South and this is in UK West. So you can divert traffic from here to there whenever you want it to do. So we have to create a Traffic Manager profile. Here you can, like I said, here you can direct traffic to different endpoints. The endpoints could be inside or outside Azure. This means like inside or outside Azure means, outside Azure means like could be your on premises, like your office, and inside means inside the Azure. We can also specify different routing method. That's very important. Can come in AZ-900 question, and can come also in your interview question when you're going for a cloud engineer job. That routing means, as I explained before, to find a path. Like for example, you are traveling from Birmingham to Wolverhampton, and the Google Maps show you a route, like a path. So in case something happens, if there's an accident or something, it reroutes and give you another method. So same thing here, we can reroute the traffic to this destination, something goes wrong here. So that is a Traffic Manager. So we're gonna set up in our first lab how to create a Traffic Manager profile, and then after that we'll set up a lab. To do this, let me clear this drawing. I have created a GitHub lab steps. So what we'll do, say for example, this is the, so what I'll do, I'll put this link in our YouTube description, and from there we can set up this lab. So let's squeeze this. So on the right hand side is my subscription. So what we'll do, we'll follow exactly the steps of how to set up a Traffic Manager with web apps. So first step, deploy the primary Azure Web App. So we go to our portal, we're already in the portal, click on create and create, just search for web app, choose your web app, select existing resource group. So let's do this first. Where is it? Sorry. So if I go to create resource and search for what does it say here? Azure Web App. Azure Web App. Yes. Exactly, I'm following this lab. Go to resources and choose Azure Web App. And if you say web app, yes, this one, and click create, and create and choose, we can create a new resource group, just call it, say, Traffic Manager RG. Click OK. Runtime Slack, we select .8, then .8. The next step is select the region. So our region will be UK South. What's the next step? So for plan, we can S1. You have to have a standard. It's very important to have a traffic manager profile working over there. Like, you know, in past we were choosing basic and free ones. You cannot do this exercise, and I'm also not sure this will work with our free subscription. Has to have a pay-as-you-go subscription. So if we choose standard, yes, standard, and if you're using a free trial, see, like it says already also here, we can use it. I already put that. Okay, click next database. We don't need database. Click next, and just as default, subscribe, create, yeah, next create enable public access, monitor and secure. We don't need application side, no, that's fine. Next, and something went wrong here. Let's have a look. We have to give a web app name, so let's call it, what did I put here? Unique name. So I just call it like primary web app. The app name is shared, available. Okay, just make it 211. Should do. All right, and let's take this off. I don't want this. So that should be all right. So we will have a domain name, our app name .azurewebsites.net. Okay, we can create. All right, so exactly the same way I will create the next one. So if I just duplicate, so repeat the same steps. And click create resource and say we already got here, so create, and we choose the same resource group we just created, Traffic Manager RG, and we call it this name. So just copy that from here, copy, and okay, that's been created already. So I don't want this. It's some new feature to have a unique name, so that's working fine. It's no issues with that. Runtime again, .8, Windows region. So this time region is UK South. Right. So in the first app we had UK South, but instead here I should change this to UK South. I'll change this there. So ignore this, and depends wherever you are, you can create. It has to be different region. So I selected UK South, my first tab, and for secondary one I will choose UK West. UK West, and standard as normal. We got the same ASP plan by default. Click database, deployment, monitor. Yes, we want on, and we don't want application side. Click next, and again, oh, it's been taken, so just do it 2 2. That's better. Remain create. Let's just wait. If you go back to our first one, it's been created already. So if you go to resource, just make it this level bigger. Yeah, and so if we go to overview, and if you copy that, that should say is up and running. Yes, your web is up and running. Okay, of course you don't have content. And same one, if you go to second one, right? So what's the next step after that? So we've created this, configured the, okay, now we have to create a like a web page on the first one or so, on both one, so we can differentiate when we have a routing method which app we are working on. So this is also created. If you go to second one, our secondary app also created. To check that the URL is working, go to copy that, and if I go here, copy, paste, and enter, this is also app up and running, so you need to put some code. So if you go to first one, so what's the step? So create, access the web service editor. So this is a web service editor, should be around here. Where is it? Service connected. Right, yes, that's says here anyway. Scroll down to development tools. So development tools, and go to app service editor, and click open editor. So we choose the same account you have. Navigate to, come on, login. Right, so we logged in. So right click, so navigate to www folder. Yeah, so this is one, and right click, okay, let's try again. So what it says, navigate to www root folder, and right click new file, and create default.html. Just copy that from here. Copy, right click new file, and right, now if we copy that, this code here, and saved. So if we go to our primary again in overview, copy that again, and This actually is already there anyway, so append to, like it says here, append to default.html. Yeah, see, this is a primary web application. Same thing if you go to our secondary web app, go to resource and go to deployment tools and go to deployment tools here, app service editor, launch it, and same thing we have to do our second app. Right, so we onto the editor, so right click again, new file, and call it default HTML, enter, and just copy this code again. So this time this is a secondary web app. Control V is saved. So if you go to our portal again and go to overview, copy that URL, go to next tab, right click, copy, paste, and put append to /default.html. Perfect. So you can see that this is a secondary web app and this is our primary web app. Right, so we have tested that. Now we have verified that it is going to our different names and different pages. So just come back, we'll come back to next steps. Right, now we have successfully created our two web apps on the Azure portal. So now we have to configure the routing which we discussed before to implement Traffic Manager. So I will also put this link in our video description, so you just go there and follow step by step. So first thing, let's go to our portal again and go to all resources, create, and search for Traffic Manager profile. Traffic Manager profile, click on result, create, and Traffic Manager profile and create. Right, so what does it say? Provide a unique name, so we just call it my Traffic Manager. Yeah, so this name will, so just make it a unique 1212. That's fine. So this one, select the resource group. So resource group you select is that one, and you don't need to specify location for us. It's already selected. We don't have to specify anyway because this is a global service. So the reason we just choose is just for our resource group, but it's not required anyway. It's not important. Like, you know, you got this asterisk, that means they are compulsory. And the routing method, we will use priority, because as we discussed that earlier in our diagram, that we can give this endpoint like priority 1, and this one give priority 2. So when the configuration goes to priority 1, so it will go into UK South. If it's priority 2, it will go to UK West. Right, so this is what we created. Let me clear this writing. So we have got routing method. You can have a wait means waited is also another routing method. So in exam, if they ask you a question or in a job interview, please give us any couple of routing method when you are configuring Azure Traffic Manager. So you can say that one is priority and the second one is waited. Weighted means like you can distribute traffic like 50% here and 50% here. So for this exam AZ-900, I will be showing only a priority method at this stage, right? So click create and it is validating. Okay, so is it creating? What happened? Create where? Yeah. Okay. Traffic. क्लिक क्रिएट नहीं किया हमने ट्रैफिक ये हो रहा है format is right. So we have just created a traffic manager profile. So it's created. If you go over here, you can see that it's there. So what? Okay, so we have done that. So once the traffic manager profile deployed, go to its configuration section. So we go to configuration section and change the protocol to HTTPS and change the port to 443 and click save. That's it. Right, add endpoints to the traffic manager. So the endpoint means that the two websites, the web apps we created. So to go to the endpoint section in your traffic manager, so go to the endpoints, click add and select the following. Click add and select the following. Type Azure point name primary endpoint. So the primary endpoint is, so if we go to our web apps, and these are our first one. So if we just copy that and add to primary name, right, and target resource type app service. So select that app service, yeah, and target resource, select your primary web app. Type Azure endpoint name, or we can call it, sorry, we call this primary endpoint like this, exactly like here. So we just follow the lab primary endpoint and you got target. So this should give us our primary automatically. That's what I was thinking. Okay, priority set to 1, click add, done. Right, now we add the secondary endpoint. When it's done, you see, got the primary endpoint, add again, and Azure endpoint is fine. We call this one secondary endpoint. secondary endpoint and paste, and cloud service resource type we choose app, target is our secondary app, priority 2 obviously, and that's it. Click add. Okay, now we need to test our traffic manager. Step number 4, access the traffic DNS manager. Go to the overview section. So when it's done, we'll go to, so this is done. It's just checking enable endpoint. By the time we go, if you refresh it, should do in like a couple of seconds. Okay, recording now. So it is enabled, you can see that. So now access, go to overview, you can see in step number 4, if you go to overview and copy the DNS. So this is what happens. Instead of users hitting our, say for example, you got users here and via internet they accessing our app, which is primary, and the other one is app is secondary. So instead of, normally if you remember in past when we used to do our labs, user used to go to like the URL of this one or URL is, but now we have got traffic manager profile. It will go to this link, and then after that it will take to us our web app. Right, so let me clear this, and it says, so to verify that we navigate to copy, so copy the DNS, so DNS, sorry, if you copy here, copy that, open in the browser, so just cancel that, so cancel that and cancel this, open new one, right click, paste and enter. Of course, click into site, click pause, proceed. Yeah, see here. So if you see this, this is the DNS of your traffic manager, not this one, and it is taking you to primary web app. Now we have to verify the redirection. Now what we'll do, we'll make it such a way that just pretend that our primary web app is gone down and the traffic should route to our secondary app. So what do we do? Okay, so observe the traffic, we've done it. So we'll simulate a failure. Navigate to primary web app. So we go to primary web app and we click stop it. Stop and refresh. So stay stop, we can start again, but that's the whole point. We just shutting it down. So pretending something happened in UK South, and the traffic should move towards UK West. So if we go to restart a primary endpoint. So right, if you go to our this URL again, so this should become secondary. We have to refresh it now to see. So if I refresh it, right, so that takes about like 3 to 4 minutes, and so I just refreshed it. So as just to explain again, the primary website is stopped, so and we are accessing our DNS from our this overview, and you can see this is the address. So and you can see that, so it should say this is your secondary app, advanced. There we go. So we have proved a point, and that it is our secondary. The traffic is routed to our secondary app. Right. So so it's saying restart again and click start. So let's see, it's going to go back now. If you remember, So refresh traffic. So we okay. So we'll come back after that. So we see this the conclusion. So make sure we delete all the resources. So we have successfully configured Azure Traffic Manager with the priority routing method, added endpoints, and tested failover scenarios. The lab demonstrated Traffic Manager's ability to route traffic globally and ensure high availability. Right? So let's, if I do, hopefully it takes some time now just to revert back. So it should come back anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we have successfully provided anyway. I hope this is informative for you guys and looking forward to see you in our next lab. Thank you very much. Please subscribe and like. Bye for now.